All right, guys, welcome back to the Respawn broadcast. And today we're going to be talking about something a little bit more fun than our last podcast. We're going to be talking about Godforge. And today with me, I have a few legends. We have MrsHillary, we have Kurzad, we have Sjaak, and we have Dan, the man. So let's see. Let's talk about those guys a little bit. MrsHillary, talk about yourself. Who are you? How did you find Godforge? How many years, decades, millennia you have on gaming? Let us know.
All right. So hi everybody. My name's Mrs. Hillary's or Hillary. Been playing video games like computer games since about 2022. Got into Raid through a sponsorship of through Stream Elements and loved it at the time. Stuck with it until kind of the last 6-ish months. I've been really kind of over it and got a suggestion. Somebody suggested I check out the alpha for Godforge, so I signed up for it, and Susie messaged me, and here we are. So I consider myself kind of a baby gamer in this sense. I don't have the knowledge or comprehension that majority of you do, and hats off to all of you for that. I genuinely appreciate it. So I kind of bring in a brand new newbie sort of mindset of someone who doesn't really understand the index mechanics. So I like to kind of come at it from that end and not be somebody that has a lot of experience and offer sort of that fresh sort of new player experience, even though we're 3 or 4 years in now. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Well, I will say, I don't know, you guys probably agree. I think that's great to have people like that in the most as content creators because a lot of times, let me say, Kurzad, for example, you know, he's hitting by 10 quintillion, the clan boss, and people walk in like, I barely made a million. But it's over my head. So it's nice to see that someone that just started into gaming, just starting the game and stuff like, you know, how far you can do. And you probably understand people that haven't been into gaming, they're brand new, and how, like, so people are not so scared, you know what I mean? And they can
Yeah.
get into.
Well, and not only that, but like just for example, building champs is beyond my comprehension in most situations. Outside of like the basic DPS damage, like crit damage, crit rate, I get that. But then you get into your invokers and you get into everything else, and like who do you build with accuracy? Who do you build with intuition? And that is beyond my basic comprehension skills. So it's nice to kind of have that learn and grow with the community. And I think there are some people that really appreciate that. And then there's others that love to jump in and have that knowledge and be like, hey, here, let me tell you about this. And then they get to see me go like big brain moment. So it's fun, like I think it's important to have that diversity, for lack of a better word, of gamer experience, because it's not always fun to watch, like you said, trying to compare apples to oranges, and you're like, my crab apple's not doing nothing. And so it's nice to be able to, and the community's been amazing. Everybody's been really kind and really warm and welcoming. Raid, Godforge, any of these communities, I've been very fortunate. So I'm excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Nice. All right, next in the chopping block, we have Kurzad. Hey, by the way, Kurzad, if you guys don't know, he competed with me the last Hell Hades challenge for Raid Shadow Legends. So know a little bit him, but please let us all know about yourself, man.
I'm Kurzad. Been gaming pretty much all my life. I got competitive in World of Warcraft. Started playing that in 2004 on release, and pushed for world rankings there. Quit playing that in 2019 and literally picked Raid straight up. And
Nice.
yeah, I've just literally been stuck with Raid ever since. So, but
it's a trap.
yeah, it really is. But I've been following Fateless's journey, and it's really intrigued me. So yeah, here we are.
Here we are. I like that. I myself, I used to. I would say I was very competitive on Anarchy Online, that came out 2001, a few years before World of Warcraft, and then I jumped into Star Wars Galaxies. I was the first ship wraith of all the servers. And that was a competition between me and another guy, because we had played the beta. So we just like loaded ourselves with a lot of materials to be able to build, to be able to actually level. Insane. So I love that part of being competitive. Like, I wish I had a decent computer to have played World of Warcraft when it came out. But
Yeah, it took a lot.
oh my God. Nah, I could play in the empty spaces. The moment I got to like the mountain, my computer would burn.
Yeah, I was one of the first players in the world to down a Fell Reaver, if you ever know what one of those are.
No.
Oh yeah.
So,
Wow. But like probably something I wouldn't have got there. So, Sjaak, let's know about yourself, man.
Sjaav has basically been gaming since forever, and getting to Godforge was basically like a reference journey. I got into Raid when Ash made his second channel for it, and then via that, the Raid community, I got to know all of the Hell Hades team guys, and then when they started Godforge, I was like among the first people to actually join their Discord, getting the early bird role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just play a variety of games all the time, really.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of my journey.
Nice.
And I do Raid without any fusions. So, and I've been doing college for like 2 years.
Good. College, 2 years already. And good for you, man.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Are you here, Dan?
Yeah. Has this been dropping and coming back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, am I like stable at the moment? You can hear me?
Yes.
I'm not a robot.
Nah.
Okay.
Yet.
I feel like I'm on a delay though, because when I ask you that, it's like a second or two, and then you're like, yeah.
You are on a little bit of delay, so I advise you to have a little cadence as you talk, because if you talk too fast, I feel you're going to start going underwater.
That's depressing. Okay.
All right. So Dan, tell us about yourself, man.
Man, I'm 37 and I've been a gamer since I was 7. So we're talking 30 years. I started with RuneScape. That was my first game. And I mean, I have played everything. I played World of Warcraft. I played Diablo. I've played everything. For the last 10 years, I was a computer programmer in college. So I've been extensively testing every game. I tested a lot of games in college just to re-engineer and reprogram different games, try to learn everything inside and out from the data. So I'm very data driven and code driven. and I'd like to know the insides and outs of how a game is made. And that's me.
All right. I'll say I love this group because it's a very eclectic group. Like, it's not like people with the exact same backgrounds. It gives a good range of points of view. If you guys don't know me myself, I've been playing video games since Atari. I know Dan was talking about his 3 decades of gaming. I have more decades than Dan. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I have more decades than Dan on gaming.
I didn't think
yeah.
you were that much older than me.
My
Trust
first
me.
game was Frogger.
Which one?
Frogger.
Frogger, great game. My first one was I don't know if that was Pac-Man or River Raid. Was
Yep.
one of the two. Yeah.
First game I really remember playing was Looney Tunes on Nintendo.
I
To the
used to love
point-
that
Looney
game.
Tunes.
My dad and I would play it, and then I'd get cut off because I'd get really mad and I'd throw the remote, and my dad was like, "Hey, you're done." But in all fairness, it was very hard. So
Let me ask you guys one thing before we get into Godforge. What was you feel your biggest achievement in games? Like, it can be one game that you thought it was impossible for you to finish, or like at least, or maybe you had the most pleasure playing. Because sometimes it's not about, like, oh, I did the hardest thing. Sometimes just like, this game, I love that game. I played the whole thing, and in the end, that was like so hard because, you didn't want to finish the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all have those personal things with gaming, I feel. So let's go around the board. Which one was your guys?
I'll go first if you want. Halo.
Yeah.
Halo 3. I remember the person I was seeing at the time was a huge video gamer. And he was like, "Come on, you got to try it." And it was my first real exposure to like co-op campaign, and I absolutely loved it. And then I ended up my biggest like pride was my 56 hours in Mass Effect, and I played that game like hardcore, and I felt so good about beating that game. So that would be, I guess we're talking early 2000s, 2010
Yeah.
area. For me, that's when I kind of first started playing first person shooter games. But those two games are like my foundation, I guess I would say, is Halo 3. I always go back to Halo 3. Nothing like being Master Chief.
Nice. All right, Kurzad.
Dominating my friends on GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Sjaak?
I think it's more of a recent thing that I've been actually helping somebody else master a game. And that's
Okay.
been very satisfying for me to see them grow.
That's awesome. I like that. Yeah. I think that's a lot of times we focus so much on ourselves, you know what I mean? It's nice to have people that actually you get pleasure on seeing people succeeding.
Yeah, when they just feedback more once you've actually taught them something, and saying, "Hey, I learned something and I progressed."
Nice. Good, man. Good for you.
And there's
Dan.
that like,
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, there's that like affirmation in yourself too. You're like, yeah, I actually know what I'm talking about. Like, you feel good, right? Because you're like, yes, hard work pays off.
Yeah, I was just when I said Dan before, it's like I'm just seeing if he's here. Are you here, Dan? All right, Dan's not here. He's gonna join us after, I guess. All right, so. Oh, Dan, you're back. So,
Hey,
what about you?
I was just gonna say my favorite game or my biggest achievement. So my bad. My biggest achievement, like literally, I got the max cape in RuneScape, and I know I bring that up again, but I started it when I was 7. I got the max cape, which is your max achievement. You've maxed out the game. I got that when I was 21 in college. So it took me that long. And if anyone knows that game, that's realistic. Like that game is just a major grind. It goes on forever. People are still playing it today. I quit it in college after I got the max cape. It's like, okay, I beat the game. I'm good. I can move on with life.
Nice. All right, so I'm gonna throw a quick thing you guys may or may not know. I don't know if you guys. Let me see if you guys. It's a quiz time, okay? Let's see if you guys are gamers or not, and it's gonna dictate which one's my game. No?
Zelda?
Resident Evil 0.
Way off.
Ah,
Billy's Tattoo. I love this game so much. It took forever to come out to any other platform besides the Nintendo GameCube. Because Nintendo had like 10 years or something that no other platform could release. So, yeah, after I gave away my GameCube, it took me 10 years to be able to play the game again and actually finish. So,
Yeah, companies like having the monopoly on that game.
yeah, it's
just
rough,
like
man.
Nintendo and Mario, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And still sell the same old game for the same price they sold when it was new.
Like the price for a AAA game is insane.
I
Like
know.
I don't even.
It's
My
getting
son
bad.
plays them, and it's like, man. But then I
Hey,
consider how much money I've spent in Raid, and I'm like, I bought a triple game or dozen or
yeah,
100.
Raid has that problem.
Yeah, the small one.
You could buy a house or compete on the arena. Up to you.
Gotta get that new legendary.
Jesus. I know.
The new mythical, that's OP.
Oh my god, yeah. 1% chance, and people just dump their wallets into that 1% for the 2x. It's rough.
I was
All right.
watching.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I was watching a friend's stream because earlier this week was personal CVC. As I'm sure you guys are aware, I'm not because I don't really play it anymore. But watching one of the clanmates had like 8 million points for CVC, and all I could think about was cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Like, how much money do you have to spend? Now, I mean, also, right, there's the events, there's Leo, there's all of those things happening. So you understand why, but at the end of the day, it's just like, that's a mortgage and a half. And like, it's really crazy to see
What are they up to,
people
like
grow
$80?
so like financially.
Well, didn't Ash had a video about the guy who had like over $1 million account? That's insane. Like,
even if you consider like how high people sometimes go in those global tournaments.
Yeah.
Oh man, did I disconnect again?
Yeah.
No, it is. It is insane sometimes.
It's like Doc Monroe's account. I'd hate to think how much that's been spent on that.
Oh yeah. But you got to remember, like, if you are creating content and you're putting money, you're making money, you know what I mean, by spending that money, that's fine. It's a business. But when you do just for the fun of it, I get a lot of some people make like millions, hundreds of millions a year. So, you know, it's cheap change for them, but it's still an amazing amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know
All right.
someone. I know someone very close that their
Yeah.
family, they live in Saudi Arabia. They have oil money. They've put millions into games, and yeah, some people are pretty heavy. Krakens, true Krakens.
Mhm.
I know, that's
Which,
insane.
and I mean, if you're being financially smart, you're not putting yourself in a hole, you can afford it. Power to you. Have fun. Like
Actually,
if
yeah,
that's
that's the same person I'm thinking of too and talking about. Like they donate a lot of money to charity, and they have like cancer
Yeah.
research and everything. Like, yeah, they're very well established, so they can afford to play crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the hard part about that game though. Like I know for myself, I'm a guppy, but do I want it? Like has there been times where I've been like, I will financially recover from that later. I want those shards 100% because FOMO, right? You, especially when, that's one thing I will give Flareum credit for. They are fantastic at that FOMO and need to have that character.
Yep.
It's almost essential to the raid experience, I think. I think
Yeah.
they really
I
rely
feel
on that.
I feel when I stopped, because I was with Game Leap, so I had to do videos every day, right? So I was
Mhm.
in the game every day. The moment I like took a break because I was burned out for having to make videos every day, to have to be like all day looking at it. The moment I took a break, I did not care anymore. That's the only thing about games like Raid. The moment you are forced to take a little break, you kind of start thinking like, I'm okay. Like it loses a lot of that appeal because you feel like you have to be every day. The moment you don't, and the game's still there, you're kind of like, oh, not that serious, you know?
It was the same for me about like 6 months ago. I can't remember. I've gone through like breakups with Raid several times where I'm like, I'm done with this game. And then I'm like, I'm bored. And then I play it again and I love it and it's rejuvenated.
Yeah.
But like this time, I no interest. Like I literally ripped all my shards for CDC, ripped all my soul stones. I was like, okay, get this out of the way, left my clan, and my account will just sort of sit there and it's there if I want it. If I want to go back, great. But I don't miss it. I don't
Mm-hmm.
miss at all. I don't miss the like it felt like a job at the end.
Yeah.
And and
One
if
of
you get
my
involved
last
in a
videos.
clan leadership, like
Mm-hmm.
even more so.
One of my last videos about Raid, it not the podcast part, but like that was me saying this. It feels like a job. And a game, something that you want to have fun with, should not feel like a job because you play the game to relax from your job. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I run 13 clans and
yeah.
it's busy.
Oh yeah. No, it's insane. All right, guys, let's talk about what we came here to talk about. But I will say it's good. I love this. I love to, you trail off and talk about something else because in a sense it's part of what Godforge is, right? Because they don't want to fall in those same issues as other games. So it's really good to have like a broad opinion, not just people saying yes, everything's great in those games when it's not. So, we have a game that is lasting as well. But question is current alpha experience. How has that been? Which alphas have been part? Hillary, let us know. You start.
I'm obsessed. Like I literally, even though I know maintenance is still going, there's that small little part of me that clicks on the launcher every day just in case. They're like, surprise.
Yeah.
I can't get enough. Like I cannot wait to get my hands into the whole game. this is my first alpha experience. Like I've never been part of an alpha testing. So that in itself is just the coolest thing to me. The fact that they put so much out to the community to be like, hey, we want to make sure you're going to enjoy this. So I think it's really fascinating from like a development point of view to watch how they're building this alpha and how they're interacting with not only content creators, but even people that just want to play the game. And they're taking that advice and they're listening to the players. Is really, I think they've really sort of captured an edge to the market that a lot of other games are going to be disappointed they didn't do, if that makes sense. Wave one, I didn't know what to expect. I went in and grinded my little newbie heart out. I finished 120 with like less than, I think, 12 hours to go. And then I had to sleep because I had to work that night. But I felt really good and really excited. And then when I did wave two, I actually completed the whole cavern. So that was a really cool moment for me to be able to take that knowledge from wave one and still use it and learn from watching other people's videos and listening and reading in chat. And so I'm really excited for wave three. I know I'm not going to win any type of competition, but I feel like I've got enough experience from wave one and wave two that I could actually at least put an effort in. And they've done a fantastic job listening to the community, making the change, or acknowledging, hey, yeah, this is an issue. This is something we're working on. But they're really focused on player enjoyment, I think, is how I feel, based on watching the admin and the mod teams all interact in chat. So I'm really excited for Alpha 3, and I'll probably never get the RNG that I got in Wave 2 ever again, because that's just my gaming experience. I don't have RNG luck on my side, and every drop was like a perfect drop for me for Wave 2. So I think that was a big help in completing the cavern. But I'm really excited. Anyways, my goal is just to do better than I did in wave two and compete with myself and cheer everybody else on.
Well, you know that to be able for the gods of RNG to help you, you have to sacrifice a white dove on.
I
You're not doing the
pigeon.
job.
That's why. It was a pigeon.
God. Nobody tells you anything, Hillary.
Nothing.
By the way, guys, right now is the point we just jump in and talk. So, Matthew, Sjaak, Dan, like, about your experience wave 2, wave 1, like.
Well, I weren't around for Alpha Wave 1. I was away on holiday.
Oh, yeah. Remember.
But I just basically dived in and I wanted to know everything about every character that I pulled, whether there was uncommon, common, and I took my time progressing through the caverns, and I didn't actually hit floor 115 till about an hour before they shut it down. Yeah,
that's still really good though. Like,
really, I think I pushed from like 142 up to 150 in that last hour, and then quickly jumped on to 151 to see what damage I could do there.
So you're playing the long game. You're like analyzing each one. You're checking every single one instead of sprinting. You want to see what each one does to be able to actually, you're testing. You're doing the right thing. God.
Yeah, I was using some uncommons and commons on like floor 118 and things, seeing how well they compared.
How'd they do?
Surprisingly well, actually.
Really?
Okay.
As long
That's
as you keep
exciting.
them well buffed up and everything, they put out some decent damage.
Yeah,
That's really
I
interesting.
100%. I tried to do that during Alpha 1. Like I learned everything as much as I could. And then Alpha 2, I tried to take it pretty seriously. And I mean, I did pretty well in the beginning, and then I got stuck on 142, and I was there for 2 days. So that kept me back.
Yeah, I feel like
142 was
an all rare team to be the content.
Oh, you did the only rares?
Nah, I saw Adam do it.
Okay. Yeah, I knew a couple of people. I think
Yeah.
Odd one done
odd
it.
one.
Odd one did
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of other people on in the chats that done it as well, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a few people did. I wanted this time to try to sprint to 150. But I think I actually got stuck on 131,
131.
worse than 142.
Really?
131 or 121 was, for some reason, the champions I had could just sprint through, but they're too much like into damage. And yes, I did have a Heimdall, but like they could not actually kill a couple of, and almost when you have like two of the what is that, ISIS, for example, and they start healing each other, like shield, like I couldn't bust through. I think that was 131. One of the waves was just like I wouldn't lose, but I couldn't win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they had like 100 different what's the name? The when they heal themselves, the
buff.
yeah, but what's the buff? The
Is it meant?
Mend?
mans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loaded off mans, like and I'm also loaded on man, so like nobody's dying. You kill one, they revive. It's like, you know.
Oh yeah, I had
So
that against the ISIS boss, which would steal my meant buffs and heal herself.
oh my god. Yeah, so I got stuck on those. So I was really upset. And then yeah, I got to like 151. And I think that was my issue. So I don't know if you guys had the same issue. I think we should talk about some of the issues and challenge we had too. Like for me was I didn't see some of the damage I should be doing. Like I was doing the damage. The red bar of the dragon was dropping, but I wasn't getting points as damage. Like on the damage counter, I wasn't getting anything from the bleeds and everything. But when it still had the red bar was coming down.
So it was taking the the XP of
No, the HP.
HP, sorry, of Fafnir, but your actual damage calculator wasn't multiplying.
Yeah. So I was doing a lot of damage, just not on points.
So was
Get
there
bug.
like was that part of a bug in, because I recall seeing, you're not the first comment, that's not the first time I've heard somebody mention. I remember reading about that in, I think it was in the alpha chat, someone
Yeah.
else having
They had people reporting the whole bleeds not applying for damage.
Huh.
That's why I didn't even report, because I think a bunch of people already had.
I found for me, like I was so late to the game for majority of the floors that all the bugs had really already been reported, right? So it was, I didn't necessarily report a lot of bugs. And during wave one, like there were times that were bugs that I had no idea. I was like, oh, found out like post waiting for wave two, watching other people's content going, oh, that was a bug. I had no idea. Because like I mentioned, right? Like my understanding is not to the same expertise level as everyone else. So there were things that I was like, oh, that's just the way it's supposed to go. And
Guys, give me 1 second.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, I did encounter the Hercules bug in wave 1. So keep killing the guy and he keeps coming back.
Yeah.
you know what I just thought about, because I have terrible internet and my internet doesn't like this website, but I should have just ran this from my phone. Like like I'm streaming my phone to the computer. I should have just isn't there an app for Riverside like you just play it on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, why don't
Yeah,
you
there
just
is.
I'm running it.
I should have just done the phone. I was just saying broken. My computer just does not like this website. I have bad internet as it is, but I should have just ran the app from the phone, like just the Riverside app, and then just literally held my phone or hooked it up to the holder. I'm streaming.
It's so weird because you know what it is? Sometimes not that is the app, is because how you use like your camera, like stuff like this, because
Yeah.
this thing's light, man. Like,
Is it? Okay, so then I don't know. I'm watching the network. I'm watching the task manager. Oh, somebody dropped. I'm watching the task manager for the network, and my megabytes is just going up and up and up. And every time it reaches over 30, I can tell it drops, and then I have to reload. If I click refresh, it'll come right back, and then it'll restart. It'll go down to 2 megabytes. Right now it's at 19, 20. So it's gonna crash every time it gets up to 30. I'm watching it.
try
Weird.
to turn your camera off
On my
to see if
phone?
the like you have the option on the app. I don't know if you're on the app or the website.
I'm
right?
on the web. I'm on the website.
Because
But
I
it's-
can barely hear you. That's why.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, you're coming up like rough.
Oh,
That's why I said maybe if you turn off the camera, and then I will use a picture of you.
okay.
Because the way it's coming up, the video is also like very choppy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me reload then. Let me reload.
Okay. Because I think it's easier to have like good voice, so
Yeah.
everybody understands you.
True.
You
True,
know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
I
Even
think
trying to
voice is more important than
reload, it's taking a
video.
second.
Mm-hmm. And then I put a picture of you wearing makeup, just like YouTube thinks of you. So I don't know if you guys know, but Dan, YouTube is doing his dubbing with women voices.
I did not know that. If it makes you feel better, Dan, when I was setting up this character for Destiny 2, I have a male voice line and a very female presenting character because I don't know where to go to change it. So I'm just like, okay, we look like a woman and we sound like a man. This is the way she goes.
Well, you know,
All right.
Dan's a sweet guy. That's why.
Yes. Dan is
You
the
guys talking about me?
sweetest.
Dude, your voice really good. Voice is
Is
really
it a
good
lot
right
better?
now.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, better.
All right, so where were we before Amazon was ringing my instead of just dropping the package, they're like meh meh meh.
Do you need to sign for the package or anything?
No, new driver. Probably like just make sure, you know what I mean?
Oh, somebody's home.
Yeah. They never do it, but she did. So that's why I was like, let me ignore. And then again, I'm like, oh.
Better go answer it just in case.
I
Yeah.
think we were talking about our alpha experience.
Yeah. So what issues you guys found? What was hard on the, like, what you felt was like kind of maybe not working, may bother you, some issues. Like a lot of people talk about 142 that they keep piggybacking off each other. So like compared to what comes even after, 142 looks harder than, like.
Yeah.
Well,
So
let me say, game wise, I've played a lot of alphas, and I think this one it truly was phenomenal. Like for an alpha, this did not feel like an alpha at all. But what I did have the most issue with was the
I
gearing
found
menu.
the Golden Guardian
gear
quite
overall.
difficult to deal with at first, until I read through his mechanics and figured him out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as
100%.
at first had really poor epic and legendary luck. I didn't get my
100%.
fourth Lego until I was like 120 and above.
Okay.
Compared to one of my mates that had, by the time he got to 120, he had all 16 Legos. But
I know. I had one Lego until like 120, I think. And even so, like, I think it was Isis, which is a very good Lego, but I feel for progression, I really didn't care about her. Like I had Odin on the first wave, what he'll help you clear a lot of content.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So, and yeah, a lot of people were like showing pictures of like, oh yeah, I just got to level 40, stage 40, and like stacked of freaking legendaries.
yeah. So yeah, I
Yeah.
had Anubis was my first Lego, and then my second was
Nice.
Hell.
Yeah, on the first wave, Aphrodite was my first Lego. So I had the Ally Attack and Old Spam stuff.
Oh, you're lucky.
And second wave, I got the Isis first, and then later on got her like synergistic partner. I don't remember what he's called, but yeah.
Super lucky. I got stuck with Hell. I had Hell.
Well, Hell was food for me every time I pulled her. Like I should have played. I should have played with her a little bit to try to see how I felt, but no, she was.
The
She was a
first
lot
time I
better-
read
lot
her
better
kit,
on the
I
second
actually
wave.
thought it was a joke. I thought
Yeah.
the Fateless team was having a laugh with everybody, like reviving the dead allies, dead enemies, and I was like, "What?"
I'll be honest. When she was a boss, a couple of the stages, I was like done, and then she would bring all my fucking guys back up. I was like, thank you.
My wave 1, I had Odin. And so then was my first Lego. And then I don't even remember everybody, but then wave 2, my first Lego was Hercules. And I think my second Lego was Odin, but I actually didn't use Odin wave 2. I don't know about anybody else, but when I had signed up and was chatting with Susie and was aware that I was going to have access to all 3 waves, I actually decided for comprehension, for my own understanding of the game, each wave I was going to use a different starter, just so that I
Okay.
could really have a
Yeah.
better understanding of each starter. So I went with Sjaav first, Lady Sjaav, because I absolutely love bleed mechanics in these types of games. I don't know what it is. I just think it is such a cool mechanic. So I was like, I'll go with the bleed champ. And then wave 2, I did Ramses, and the first chance I got Ramses was out of that competition, like not even in my comp. I also did a lot more overnight grinding, I'm not gonna lie, for wave 2, because I didn't have the chance wave 1 to be able to push really well. So that was my big learning from wave 1 to wave 2, was doing a lot of that overnight farming for the legendaries. Stage 75 for wave 2 was like the sweetest spot. I had like Heimdall Awaken 5 by the end of it. Like it was
Yeah.
it was beautiful. was beautiful to just auto through 143 to 150. Like, it was great.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
main thing with auto is that you need to actually win all your battles because if you don't, it just stops,
Hmm.
yeah.
which is like what I to be an issue.
Wave 1, if you lost, it kept going, and I actually felt was an issue because I would by mistake sometimes click on out of battle, and I
Hmm.
was pretty much losing the battle and just burning energy. I do wish we had the option, but again, it's still alpha. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Raid has a toggle box for it when you go to auto battles. So
Mhm.
But Godforge doesn't use your energy if you defeat a stage. Or did I just not pay close enough attention? I didn't think you lost your energy if you didn't win a stage.
If you haven't cleared, like my problem was, I would have cleared that stage, but I
Hmm.
would have manual cleared, but auto it wouldn't be able to clear. So when you run something you already ran, even if you lose, you burn energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for clarifying that, because I was in this
Yeah.
beautiful little world that if I
No.
defeated it, didn't win, it didn't take my
But
energy.
but now it stops. It doesn't do
Hmm.
it. But let me say you haven't cleared 142, right?
Hmm.
If you lose, you don't burn the energy. The moment you beat the stage, if you run again, win or lose, you lose the energy.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that, actually, because then it's,
But that's on the alpha. We don't know.
yeah, because I hate, like, there's nothing more frustrating than trying to beat a stage in other games, and it depletes that energy,
Yeah.
and then you're stuck waiting, or you have to pay for more energy, whatever. Whereas a lot of games that I've played where if you don't clear, it doesn't take your energy. I like that, but I like that twist of, okay, you've cleared it once, you know how to clear it. Now there's repercussions whether or not
Yeah.
you clear the stage. I like that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but my
I
thing
didn't
was like,
recognize
if
that.
you have like a 90% win rate on the stage, you would either want to keep going if you lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have
Yeah.
like a 10% chance of beating the stage, you don't want it to.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's
I-
like the two scenarios which we're dealing with.
I do feel when it goes in the most like beta, they probably gonna have an option to
Yeah.
just keep running. You know, right now alpha, it's what it is. But when I say what it is, I played alphas before. I think Kurzad probably played alphas and betas.
Yep.
Same thing with Danny.
Yep.
I don't know, Sjaak. Did you do in the past like alphas, betas?
Not a lot.
No. I know Hillary said you haven't yet. That's your first time. I'll be honest, a lot of them they're broken to the point it's not barely a game. I am impressed that
Exactly.
Godforge is where it is.
Yeah, not
Like
every,
I feel some games beta during that point.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
especially as they've built a game inside of a game
Mm-hmm.
to test, and it's like you said, I've played alphas where you can barely even move on an alpha. They've been that
Mm-hmm.
bad.
And you're right, Kurzad, because Caverns is not part of the game. That's just our testing kind of land.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a placeholder for now.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope they keep it though.
I think
So,
they
Well,
will because people have so much fun.
Yeah,
they
Mhm.
and I
said
do like the idea of it.
I think I think it was Chosen had said they're going to use it as like an event in the future. That's what they're mostly talking about, as they'll use it as an event.
Yeah, they were mentioning that on the last podcast they talked. There was a pretty good discussion in depth about the caverns not being an actual part of the game mode. And it's interesting because my partner is a lot more advanced when it comes to playing games. He's on your level, not my level. And so we were talking about the Awakenings, and he was like, well, I don't like that, you have to get 6 copies of a champion to max out and because of like how easy it was in the cavern to get the Saint champs, because there's such a limited pool, right? So like we're having this huge discussion, and I'm like, but the cavern isn't part of the game. Like, yes, it makes it easier to get those awakenings when you can farm, level 75 for 8 hours, but that's not actually going to be part of the game. And I think I'm excited to see how all of those other mechanics are going to come into play when we actually start getting into the actual proper game format, right?
Yeah, like beta. Yeah, like beta test.
Yeah, like when we actually see, the arena, the campaign, like the bosses.
Summoning as well, like how easy or hard it is summon. No, I legit 100% is I think that's one of the things. And I try to mention that every time I can, is for people to understand that this is not the full game. This is kind of like a nice painting for us to test and see how the game works and make sure everything works. Because if it works on the caverns, you pretty much just need to throw the other areas, and you know it's gonna work how the characters are meant to, the heroes are meant to.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I've been telling people as well on my streams is this isn't a full test of the game. This is only a test of the bosses that they've got ready to go and the champions that are 100% ready to go.
I think a good way to look at it too is Ragewood had said that he got 90 legendaries in 10 days. So they said when the game goes live, we might only get 2 legendaries a month.
Oh yeah.
And the pool of heroes is going to be 3 times the amount.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what people have to understand too. Like, we're getting so many legendaries because it's set up on the cavern code for us to get a huge amount of legendaries, epics, so we can test them. This is not how it's going to be in the game.
Yeah. The game is going to be a lot harder. Like, not that the cavern definitely has like hiccups and moments. I think we can all agree, regardless of competency levels, like there were hiccups in these caverns. And I think that was good, right? Like, it was good for me to still have that sort of struggle of barriers, and then for you guys, right, you guys get to higher levels and you have different barriers, but there's still those barriers to work through. But it's, this is nothing. This is not how the game is actually going to be, in the sense that you're not going to get 7 copies of Heimdall in an 8-hour period. As much as I'm going to cry when I don't have an Awakened 5 Heimdall. But it's so cool to know that the game isn't going to be over. You're not going to get too many legendaries, I guess.
A good point, because that's the thing. If you get all the champions in 2 weeks, you don't care. Like, the game is over for you.
The game is done. Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
it's
like
done.
also less hyped when you do pull one, right? Because they're just commonplace.
Exactly.
It should be precious. It should be legendary. You know what I mean?
My precious.
It's the moment like you get out of your chair, like cheering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, remember, we're not going to be getting like every day 3,500 energy to just burn as we want.
My poor soul is so sad about not having 12,000 energy. Like, I think at the end of wave, well, because once you hit 151, it doesn't use your energy anymore, right?
Yeah.
So, like, and Simon's sending out energy, and I'm like, I don't need it this wave. I need damage this wave.
That was your mistake. You should be farming weapons and books with this extra energy.
Yeah. I figured that out like I did a lot of Lego farming to get past 142. And then
Yeah.
once I hit 151, then I was going back and doing weapons and better focusing and better understanding imprints and all of those mechanics as well. And then our mod Zavarok is my hero. He was my like little wiki page. Just be like, what is happening? Why isn't this working? He's like, you don't have the right weapon and stuff. So it was cool that the community, because it's global, that information was available no matter what time it was. So it wasn't, I could pop on because my schedule is very different than the rest of North America. Being on working a night shift job, I could still pop on into the Discord and be like, hey, like this is happening. Any suggestions? And boom, 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 boom. There's 6 messages and there's the answer to my question or the hiccup is solved. And I love how embracingly kind the community was. I'm gonna say was because I don't know how it's gonna go for wave 3 with it being a little more of a competition. It'll be interesting to see in the Discord how everybody interacts because right now it's everybody's like sharing and sharing and sharing, but I think we're gonna start seeing people kind of keep those strategies to themselves maybe a little bit more.
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Yes.
5,000 people go in, 5 come out. Now, I don't know because I feel there are gonna be some people that they know they can't do the trip anyway. Like even if they win. So you're gonna have the people that are like this. I think they're gonna be more like sharing. I feel the people who are really gunning for it, they'll be tight lip sealed.
We won't even see them in Discord like until September 13th.
Oh yeah, they don't exist. You're gonna message them. It's gonna be unavailable the whole time. That's it. No, but it is. I love competition, so I get it. I'm okay.
See, I'm not.
Imagine that Simon would like to do a video with the winner after this is all over, right?
That's, I think, the biggest reason why some people are going to be gunning for the first, not as much of a trip. It's because, honestly, if you're like on top 5, your name's out there, and the most fair creator, that helps a lot, to build a platform. So I'll be honest, yeah, it's great. Why did I try to stay first place for as long as I could during the Hell Hades challenges? Always like first and then drop to second and then drop. That's why. I mean, yeah, I got to play the game. You know what I mean? Both games.
Free advertisement.
That's what it is. I mean, be honest, the trip's cool, but a lot of people can't make, but they still gun for the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, and where I'm coming in from my only competition is with myself. I just want to do better in wave 3 than I did in wave 2. I've already met and exceeded from wave 1 to wave 2. So it's like my goal is to have better output, like better damage on 151.
Yeah.
Because that's me. That's how I work. I'm not a super competitive person in set. Like, I like to win. Who doesn't?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a like, oh, I have to win sort of person. I'm more of let's have fun and let's enjoy the experience. And now, would it be really cool to win and go out and fly out to Vegas? Of course. Who, like, even if I wasn't a content creator, that'd still be cool to go and meet the team and meet the devs and meet Simon and everything. So I think it's really cool that that competition's available to everybody too. It's not like just the content creators, it's anybody and everybody. Is like,
Yeah.
you work hard, you win, you get to be, whether you're a content creator or just someone who thoroughly enjoys these games, there's still an exciting win at the end.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, so not to change the conversation, because I am going to be competitive in this. Like, I mean, I'd love to meet the team and everything. I'll tell you, like, what my main concern has just been the bugs and the exploits, like being able to, have some of these exploiting strategies. I am hoping that everything was fixed going into this competition wave.
Okay, so that actually, since you're getting into it, that's something I want us to discuss too, and it's the looking ahead, right? So, wave 3, expectations for the next phase, like good and bad things you guys see may happen, the challenge and issues, the competition itself, as we're talking right now, and the concerns about fairness and potential advantage of some players.
Yeah, I've heard that they've got like a priority list of bugs to fix because they can't get to them all.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, some will just get fixed before wave 3 and some won't. Right?
Because I don't know if you guys saw on the last podcast, the whole massive damage was actually Lady Sjaak that was causing
using her imprint.
It was the imprint, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was actually causing that crazy damage.
Well, I'm going to call it the issue for wave 3 is going to be Victor Tez.
So
no one's facing Victor.
I don't know if you guys noticed, because I actually went today to see if that was still up the challenge, right? The leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those guys are testing, by the way, because I saw some names I know in there from Fateless, and they're actually testing stuff because they're showing up. They didn't disable, I guess, the leaderboard, so the leaderboard is showing how far they are.
I know they're
I
looking
think
like daft quintillions or something like that.
No, nobody's on 151 right now on the board.
No, highest level. I'm literally looking at it right now. Highest level is 49.
Oh, you're looking at it? Yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. At least they're going to be testing. You know what I mean? To see if things are working better. Now, the problem, as I've seen on a lot of testing, can be they'll fix the problem and they're going to create a different problem.
Exactly.
Yeah. It happened during wave 2 as well, didn't it? They fixed one problem and then broke level 120.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah.
That was when it went down for a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
Because we were trying to fix that, and then there was something. I was sleeping during all of that. So like I just woke up to Discord being like, I can't play. And I'm just like, what is happening? But it was fixed like within like 20 minutes of me waking up. So I was like, it didn't really affect me. So I'm lucky. But I think, I think in these styles of games, whether like you see people not taking advantage of, but almost abusing uh bugs, and that's going to happen, I think, no matter what. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's only so much they can resolve because there's such a short period between each alpha, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think and maybe it's because of where I'm at, like in the whole game, that there's always people that are going to be better gamers than me. There's always going to be
Mm-hmm.
someone that's got a better understanding of mechanics. And so I think it's important to stay realistic, to know where you are at in these games, to set yourself up for success and enjoyment of the game, right? Like for
Well,
me to
well, let
try
me
and
just let me
compete.
just. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Dan.
No, no, no. What I was going to say is during Alpha 1 and Alpha 2, more so in Alpha 2, I was actually part of a team that was intentionally looking for these bugs, looking for these exploits so that they
Hmm.
could be fixed. So I'm really hopeful that we did pull a lot of data. I'm hopeful that during 3 it's fixed, but you never know. Like Matthew had said, it's you break one thing, you fix one thing, you break another.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe if there is, a big exploit or a big bug that they don't get fixed, I guess maybe I'm hoping that that information becomes available to all the players to be aware of
Exactly. I
that bug.
agree.
So
I
everybody's
agree.
got that knowledge,
Yeah.
right?
I
Because
was thinking that too. And I think that because the competition, they should actually be known. For example, if you speedrun Sonic, for example, there's some exploits that you go against the wall and you spin for a few seconds and you get thrown to the end of the stage. Everybody knows it. So when you try to beat the record, everybody that is trying to beat the record know how to kind of break the game in a sense. You know what I mean? So yes, I agree. If there is an issue on the game, for the competition to be fair, it
Mhm.
should be something that everybody has access to the information. Okay.
Yeah.
But don't take me wrong. I think sometimes it is fair that, if you can do something, find exploits and everything, you also deserve some lenience because you pushed. Sometimes you are just lucky, but a lot of times you study the game to see where to, to find those exploits. I used program way too long ago to remember anything. I know Kurzad, you're a programmer, right?
I've done programming, yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes where to look for some issues on a game,
Yeah.
like kind of the mindset. So yes, you have to also give to people doing that. But when it's a competition, a lot of things is at stake. I feel some not digest exactly how to do, but point where the issue is and what is causing it, for people to build from it.
Or just call it, just call it out, call it for what it is. Hey, this is a bug. This is
Mm-hmm.
how people are getting an infinite damage scale, sorry, that we couldn't fix, so that you know, everybody, there's, like you said, yes, there's people that really, really dive deep. Like, Dan, for example, is a very data driven individual.
Yeah.
So Dan's understanding and finding bugs was maybe a little bit easier because of that drive to know all the data versus someone like myself who is just sort of like cookie cutter just doing my best to make it through, to have that information to be on a little bit more of a fair playing field when we know that there's these bugs that are in place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they have also been keeping like a known bugs channel in the Discord where they've posted like common bugs so people can avoid them.
and
Yeah.
that's yeah. Like unfortunately, when it comes to competition, you're going to have people that are going to play fair, and you're going to have people that are going to take advantage of the whatever advantage. And it's not to say that they don't deserve that, to take advantage of that when
Yeah.
there is that time and effort. And I'm not trying to dismiss that by any means. But I think if it's something that is massive, that it should be available to everybody. If they're recognizing, hey, everybody is using Zeus, Hercules, and Aphrodite, and their multipliers are through the roof. Well, then everybody who has that option and that ability to utilize that known issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, we're gonna find that out in 5 days.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's get to. We have a couple of things I want to cover. So let me ask you guys, how you guys think? So it's a broader reflection time, right? How does Godforge compare to other games in the genre?
Is it fair to compare Godforge to still like in this alpha state, or
Yeah.
That's a
So
good
I
question.
would say so far, like always remember it's still an alpha, right? But by how the game is built, you can look at the game even if you can't access a lot of things, but you can pretty much tell by uh how the game work, the mechanics work and everything, like compared to other games. Like as of right now, we don't know how uh the economy gonna be or anything, so we can't judge on that. But like the gameplay itself, as far as we can see, the options we have of it can be like having different camera angles, having you know what I mean, like
For me, comparing it to, well, the only game I can compare it to really is Raid. Graphically, it's far superior. I think that the character models and everything like that they've done is amazing. From Zeus's lightning bolt to how Hercules chucks himself up in the air and slams down on everybody. It's just really, really well thought out. And you can tell that they've designed each individual character as their own character. Whereas in Raid, you can see quite a lot of similar character models being reused and
just a different paint job. I noticed like Raider is the same as another character, just one's blue, the other's red and green. Yeah. Even I noticed even some legendaries and epics. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys agree? What do you think?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say the same. The only game I can really, well, yeah, if I was the only two games I could, in my experience, that I could compare it to is Raid and then Infinite Magic Raid. So I absolutely loved Infinite Magic Raid. It until it just, unfortunately, it was going really good. It was going great, and then I think some devs got dollar bills in their eyes, and it all kind of just went downhill. And obviously, the fact that nobody's ever really played it tells a big tale, right? So it took like Godforge so far meets everything that I bitch about, excuse my language, but every complaint I have of Raid isn't a complaint in Godforge, because they legitimately, the devs, Simon, everybody in Fateless played Raid. So they have all of those things where it's like, well, it'd be really nice to have free gear removal, to not have to, like, biggest irk for me is the whole RNG process of upgrading gear. Like, why is there an RNG in Raid? How do I fail an upgrade? I hate that mechanic. And Godforge is like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. You know, so they've already taken, in my opinion, the worst parts, the most annoying, frustrating, barrier creating issues for quality of game, and they are like, no, we're doing away with that. So
I do like that. Yeah.
Well, I feel
it's a,
also it's because they always voiced that in their chants. Like Simon always complained about some of those things, and I
Yep.
feel my experience with Simon, pretty much, he's not the kind of guy that, you know, he'll say something but do something else. Like, you know what I mean? He says it's stupid. You guys should change that. He will try not to put on his own game the same things he complained about. You know.
Yeah,
So
it's also like if you leave those things for long enough, it just becomes low-hanging fruit after a long time, which that's like, yeah, it's still the same thing as years ago. We're still complaining about it.
Yep.
So I feel like it's very important to just take care of quality of life improvement as soon as you can.
Yeah, because
Personally, I find it impossible to compare it to another game because, like I said, I've played so many. I mean, literally, the list is. I'm sitting here thinking about it. And I'm thinking, how could I compare it to a different game? Dislike, King Arthur, Dragonair, AFK Journey. I mean, the list goes on, and it's. I know that there's going to be an entirely different future for Godforge, not just the graphics, but also the mechanics, the gameplay, every single factor. We're testing the core of it right now, and it feels good. It feels great, but it's going to even be better. So in that regard, it's blowing away every game that is out.
That's true. In the most,
Yeah.
because one of the things I had people commenting on some of the videos was like, well, the graphics are not amazing yet. Yeah, they're not done.
it's an alpha.
Have they
It's
seen a game in alpha?
no,
Right.
that's the thing. It's like, let me say you're a painter and you start to paint it like the first day, and people go, well, it's not really good.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a
I
perfect
did a couple
analogy.
of strokes on the thing. Like,
I'm literally making the background. Like, you've seen nothing.
yeah, I used one color. I have to put 20 colors on top of that color before it's even something. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, some people, they just want to complain. They just wanted to beat on something. It's like, I guarantee, and I talked to Dan about that. I talked to a lot of creators. It seems that every time we put a video out, we get one dislike. There's one person that goes around, I notice, giving one dislike to everybody. And it's like, I can have a video that I have 100 likes. I will have that one dislike.
We can't please them all.
I know. It's,
But if this
you know.
is how good Godforge is in its alpha, how good is it going to be in its beta? And
Yeah.
on
And then
actual
full
global
release.
release.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, there's nowhere but up. Is how I feel.
Yeah.
Anyway, like, I feel like, you know, the only gameplay I think that's comparative right now is sort of Doom Tower. right? And in the
Yeah.
sense of the idea of how the cavern works.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah.
can, but even still, like the cavern, it's so much more fun than Doom Tower.
Yeah. Well, also because we're not locked in like 10 floors.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah. You can do more than 10 floors a day.
Yeah. Yeah. That I think the problem with Doom Tower is like, and there's no way to get extra keys unless you don't play for 30 days and then you're given
Yeah.
some extra
I
keys.
think you can
Yeah,
get
you
like
definitely
10
don't
extra or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. The revival path.
Yeah, just spend $20 for an alpha.
There you go.
But then they brought Chimera and like Alva's niche for Chimera, but with the right
Yeah.
comp.
Chimera, I thought it was a fun idea, but now I feel like after a couple of weeks just became a boring thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And
no difference on the teams. Like it
yeah,
doesn't matter what iteration of Chimera it is, what week, it's the same fucking goddamn team.
Yeah.
It does the same thing for all of them. Like
and I don't think that recent changes to the mode really helped that issue. So, yeah.
What I noticed is once people started getting Empress, it was like the drop off of people worrying about doing Chimera was dramatic.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And could also be like the same thing with if you got Mafrala, you do less
Yeah.
Hydra.
mm-hmm.
I also saw the same when Hydra came out with Mithrala as well.
Yeah. I have a question. Who likes Cursed City? Raise your hand.
I like it a bit.
You do. I can't stand Cursed City. Oh god.
I actually think Amius is like the best boss in the game.
No.
Yeah.
100%. But it's so annoying to go through Cursed City. Like, I feel like it's just an extra thing I'll forget about for weeks. And then, oh, damn it. Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I just like more
I'm-
balls,
I
everything
was like
just
that.
wants it.
Yeah.
That's one thing I agree with you that like it's nice in Curse City that each stage you get rewards. So I guess
Yeah.
maybe in a way Curse City is similar to the cavern, like because you're getting rewards every stage. Whereas Doom Tower,
No, it's like Doom Tower you get.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
it's like a Doom Tower that it can sprint through. You have to click.
But I'm really like I'm excited. I have never been this excited about a video game.
Nice.
Truthfully, ever. And so like I want like it leaves you wanting more.
Yeah.
And I think that itch will continue to be there for an extensive period of time. Whereas with Ray,
that ties in with two of the things I want to hit too. What is the community and collaboration? Because what makes a difference? Because I feel never being in any group I used to talk about the game called Rappels, and that's the thing. I knew the devs and everything because I was the only person in the whole universe that made content about this game. But besides for that, it's not like they listen to everybody. It's not like Fateless seems to be pushing. You know what I mean? Like, you can actually talk to the devs. You can talk to Simon. You can give your opinion. Doesn't need to be a content creator. And they actually take that into consideration.
Yeah,
Well,
I like the
and-
fact that they were like active a lot in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, that's
it's like
huge.
the podcast, right? The fact that they're bringing people on the podcast that aren't major content creators. They're taking perspectives from everyone. They're not focusing solely on the people that are maybe going to monetarily benefit them. They're like,
Mhm.
hey, me, for example, right? Like I was starstruck that whole experience because I spent 3 years, like Odd One I've chatted with a lot, but Brad or Chosen, I've watched Chosen and been like watching him, learning from him, but never sort of shoulder to shoulder. So doing
Yeah.
that podcast, like being included in that as like one of the group sort of thing, it was very like surreal for me. But I think it's really cool that they have opened the experience and the input from everybody. They're not just looking at the Hell Hades or Chosen or Odd One, like
Yeah.
the big content creators. They're getting information from us little ones down that are way down here that are like, hey, this could make my game better. And like I recommended, Dragonair, for example, has like a little thumbs up besides certain stats on each character specific to what that character needs or hero, sorry, needs to be built with. And for
Mhm.
someone like myself, that is massive. That is a huge help for me. But for someone like majority of you that have a lot more experience building camps, you don't necessarily need to know that this hero needs speed and intuition because
I will say it's not true what you just said, because a lot of times, and the most when games start becoming big, let me
Mhm.
say right now we have a certain amount of champions. When we start having 200, 400, 500, 800, sometimes it's nice to just click to kind of like, oh, I need to pay attention to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, because like I'd suggest making it a toggle. So it's available to someone that, hey, I'm not really sure how to build this person. Here's a button I can click. Oh, okay, these are the stats I need to focus. But
Mhm.
someone who doesn't need that information, doesn't need it bogging up their screen. And
Yeah.
it was really neat that they were like, hey, that's actually could be really useful. So it feels like they're listening to every level of
Yeah.
experience.
100%.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
the new player is the one that actually, you need to
Retain.
inside the game. Yeah, you need to retain. Like a kid, if you have just experienced people, you're gonna have a very small platform.
Yeah, I've seen games that
Yeah.
actually have a menu where you can see what the community is using in like percentages. So
Mhm.
this percentage of people use this gear set on this hero, and X people use that gear set, or X people use that main stat on their gear for this champion, right?
That's good. That would be a really good thing to know how the percentage of people that use a certain type of gear on a champion. That would be 100% would be great.
Yeah, that's a nice like quality of life for
Mhm.
once this game hits the app store, there's so many people that haven't even heard of Godforge yet, but when they give it a try, it's gotta feel good for a brand new player, even to this
Yeah.
genre.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what you just said, for example, I think the biggest problem, like I know we see a lot of like MMOs that die, right?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think one of the biggest problems with MMOs when they die is because they forget that new people may try to come into the game, so everything they create is for higher levels.
Yeah,
So if
very
you
true.
start the game, you don't have anybody even to play with you because nobody wants to just make a new character. They need to work on the, whatever max level they have, the new content. So the population gets too small early game. So nobody has interest to start because you see everybody's all the way up. And if you do like at some games like Anarchy Online does, and I know they have Neverwinter Nights does it, you can buy your levels. But you buy your levels, you have no idea what you're doing when you get up there.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the idea of that. Like Marvel Strike Force does that. You can buy time heists, I think they're called, where you like get like 30 levels of XP for X amount of dollars, which when you're playing, if you're playing the game just to be competitive, okay, it's there. But from a new player experience, to actually develop skills and be able to be better at the game, you're losing that because it's done for you. But you're not, you're not doing yourself any favors if you are a newer player. Yeah, you might be level 80, but your comprehension is level 20. So you're
100%.
You're skipping over a whole bunch of learning process.
Yeah. Like, I think it's okay if you're an old player that haven't played for years, but you already had maxed yourself. It works because you already know the game. May have to just learn a few new mechanics, but you don't have to go through all over again. But it's besides for that, like buying levels can be kind of rough.
Well, and one thing too that Brad had mentioned was oh no, did you guys see the train? It ran with the thought. I don't know where I was going. I had a great point of view, and as I was saying it, it's just like
I was like, is that the news? Something happened?
Yeah, shiny things. But sorry. So when I open Destiny Rising, it gives you the option. Are you a new player? Are you experienced? And Brad had mentioned them potentially bringing that idea in as well at the beginning of starting the game. How much experience do you have in MMOs, in gachas games? Like, are you someone who has 10 years? Well, I guess I can't say 10 years in Raid, but 6 years in Raid who understands that game just that little bit more? Or are you someone who has no idea what the heck you're doing and maybe you need more tips, more tricks, more, but user interactive? So as you progress, you can disable those extra tips.
Yeah, I wish Raid would actually get rid of the tutorial in the beginning. Because
I think they have a tutorial skip button in Godforge.
Yeah, they do have.
Yeah,
but
they do.
I actually mentioned the problem is, like for you to log into your account, it's after the tutorial.
I didn't recognize. I didn't realize.
I mentioned that it should be before, because when I had to put on my phone, right, I already had the account created, so I had to go through the tutorial, skip, and choose. But then you have to still choose your first character, and then you can log into the account. So it's just a flip, put in the front end instead of the back end. You know what I mean? But again, it's alpha. Like, when I mention those things, I'm not complaining in the sense of, oh my God, it sucks. Can't they see it? No, it's alpha. Like, they do that, and we help fix.
Speaking about login, I accidentally ended up on Handy White's account when starting Wave 2.
Who?
One of the developers, Sir Handy White. I accidentally ended up on his developer account.
Good job.
Accidentally. Now we know if Sjaak wins. We know if. I'm kidding.
There was like nothing pretty much on it. There was like a bugged hero. I couldn't even start playing the cavern. So
No.
yeah, without the
But
access, you couldn't do anything with it.
but still, you know, if Sjaak, when we go to the leaderboard 1 hour after we start wave 3, he's already fighting the boss. Something's
We're
going
on to
on,
you.
man.
We know you've shared your trade secret. No.
I think
I
Kurzad crashed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's been out for a little bit.
Yeah, he's been out for like 10 minutes.
where'd you go?
Yeah, I don't know if he's having issues or
I think I heard vibration. It could be his phone, so he may be in a call.
oh,
I actually touched my phone to see if my phone was vibrating, but no, it wasn't. So I think it was probably his.
Yeah.
So I have another question, guys. So I know you guys kind of hit a little bit on that, but what keeps you excited about continue in Godforge? Like, you guys know Cavern's not the full thing, you know, like the game's not finished, you know, beta is still coming and all that stuff, but what gets you excited to come back for more? Like, you know, be excited about, oh my God, when's beta coming out? When's the full game? Like,
Well, let me jump in there because I wanted to say, like, I've been following Godforge for a little bit over a year, and I joined the Discord like a year ago, but then because once I found out, oh, this game's got a long time to go until it's out. At that point, I left the Discord. I cleaned up my whole Discord list. I was playing other games. I had so many Discords, so I left the Discord. But then about 6 months ago, what are we in? We're in September. So, well, we're coming into September. So yeah, it's been about 6 months, and then I made my first video on Godforge. So, what got me back into it and what kept me in it well before the alpha was just the whole team, Fateless, knowing that this game is being built by content creators, being driven by content creators. It just drove so much passion to say, okay, I want to support this. I want to help here as much as I can. And I feel like that's still what's driving me. Like, it's the game itself is amazing. The team and knowing what's behind the game is what really is amazing.
yeah. So just an experience I had when I did the podcast with Dan. We actually spent like an hour after recording was done talking about video games and about games we had played and all that stuff. And I feel that's something that is exciting. Like, those people are not just putting a front saying, oh yeah, I love video games. Like, they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. Like,
they know, they've played it. They put in the hours. They've grinded.
and they know
They
what
played
sucks.
it. They
And
played
they know what
it.
sucks.
Exactly.
But they played it, right?
Yeah.
Like they're big, like Dan was saying too, like the same thing for me when I was on the podcast with Brad. It was like, okay, yeah, like he's just a regular person just like you and me, like, but he enjoys playing the game and he has that experience. And I think it is so cool that the Fateless team are real players. Like they're not just content creators that we see that are, someone, because it's very easy, I think, for people to assume that if a content creator is sponsored by the company, that they're getting fed everything. But you can tell, like, there's a genuine passion from each person in Fateless to make the game experience enjoyable for the player. Like, yes, of course there's some money if they want to make some money. Like, let's not, let's be honest. They're not only doing this for a fun game to play, but there's that business side to it.
Yeah.
And they're very open about that, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
It's
full
like
disclosure.
Simon said that a few times. It's like, yes, they're gonna have you gonna be able. One thing I also always said my channel is like, you spend the time or you spend money.
Mhm.
Like he was very open to say, you know, you're gonna have this, but they won't make to where it's like predatorial, because I think
Right.
that's the
Yeah.
biggest issue.
That's
Like
huge.
it's okay to spend money, but I'll be honest with you, if the price is not horrendous, I'm more inclined to go and spend more even because I'm getting something from it instead of like, okay, I shall give you this one shard. It will cost $100, and you have
And you get a
one
Harrier.
extra percent. You get 1% chance to pull the champion you want. Fuck, sign me up. My kids don't need to go to college.
And I think
Gold, salty or kidney joke.
Oh, it's not a joke.
Yeah.
Do you have your kidneys? God, you're lucky. I already sold mine. What are you talking about?
I sold.
So
I
you'll
sold
hook
my
me up
car.
later
I sold
when
a
I'm
car
like
once.
in a year from now, and I'm like, I need the you need to sell a kidney. So you're the man to go to, is what you're telling me?
Hillary next year until Godforge comes out, she's gonna have like a shaved head because she sold her hair. Like she's pregnant because she decided to how do you call that name when you
Surrogacies.
surrogacy? Like
Yeah, just
Oh, God,
birthing
yeah.
babies left, right, and center to fill my Godforge. No, I think it's been cool too because I don't feel like I have like now. Obviously, again, we don't have the whole experience, but I don't feel like I felt like in the alpha there wasn't a place for that pay to win barrier. I didn't see where it would
Sure.
come into play. Now, obviously,
I think a lot gonna be in the end of the day gonna be energy. What is
Mhm.
fair? Okay, you want to grind like a crazy maniac. Energy has to go into it. Uh, I they didn't disclose much, but there will be a type of like pulling shards. But they also don't want to make where it's the only way for you to get stuff. Same thing Simon said about books. Like you will have places you're gonna be able to farm for books.
sorry, my kid just
Okay.
popped in. I'll be right back.
All right. As you guys know, like Raid, you only get books. Yeah, you may get books because you defeated the demon lord, but it's like a percentage of chance to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godforge getting a book done before raid.
Lol.
Yeah.
You know
It's you can't
listen,
just
you know what-
farm.
You know what's funny is when you were saying the surrogacy thing, I was
Yeah.
thinking the whole time, I was like, well, you know what? I could offer citizenship for
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh Lord.
Dan had to go there.
That's just the first thing I was thinking of. I was like, I would totally do surrogacy. Wait, no, I can't.
All right, hey, while Hillary's gone for a second, let me just grab a drink.
Yep. Actually, that sounds like a good idea. Let me grab soda.
Yeah, hydrate.
Yeah.
Should I go do that as well? Hydrate? Yeah, I think it's good for me to hydrate as well. Let me go grab something to drink.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw on the Discord, we just broke Kurzad's phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to grab a drink too, but what did you say about Kurzad?
We broke his phone. Well, it's overheating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
because the software is light, but it's still using the camera. You know what I mean? Like the software may not be burned, but it is, because I don't know if you saw what this site does is, I don't know if you noticed the 100% uploading.
Yeah, it's uploading while we're going. Yeah.
Yes, it will record in your phone or computer like a couple of megabytes and send it.
Well, let me tell you, I just did a speed test. Like, as we were saying this, I just ran a speed test. My internet is terrible here. I have 6.4 megabytes.
Jesus
that's
Christ, man.
That's what I'm getting from fast.com. Yeah, so my internet,
Connecticut needs a
yeah. I can't stream because of it. Like, I don't stream here. I've streamed before, but I go to my mom and dad's.
Gotcha.
That's why I just make videos. I did Twitch like in the past, but you know what's funny? I got banned from Twitch from doing League of Legends, but I'm a computer programmer. No, but I'm a computer.
You're being banned on everywhere.
I know. I'm a computer programmer, so of course, like, I know how to make scripts and bots. So, like, I was scripting in League of Legends.
Oh, gotcha.
on stream. Like, I thought, I was like, oh, check this out. Look what I can do.
Yeah. I'll say the yeah, no, like, I'm excited about this app because, like, it seems that I can pretty much directly send my podcasts up without having to do anything. It saves everything. It does.
I liked how you said it makes your own shorts.
Yeah, I just need to upload the full form, and it cuts a short without me doing anything. It cuts
That's
multiple
awesome.
shorts, like 10 shorts.
Yeah.
And then I pick which one it's nice and works.
Oh, that's super convenient.
Yeah. Like, I did the yesterday. I was like, holy, like, it takes so much of my work. If I, like, because I fell into podcasts now, God knows how. I did one, was going to do maybe one a week. And then it was fun. And I'm like, I'm actually having fun doing that. The most I haven't had time to do too much like gaming itself. So, but I have the time to do research. I may be going somewhere and I do research on my phone. You know what I mean? And then I have 20 minutes to come record. This last week, I didn't have like hours to sit in front of my PC and play a game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I came out with a lot of podcasts this week.
Right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow. All right, so I feel like getting back to where we are, I feel everybody's really excited about the game. I have people like commenting even on the videos, talking about how excited they are about this game. Even people that haven't been on the alpha before time or anything, but they seem to be excited. You know what I mean?
I'm getting a lot of new people. So, like, I have my own Discord, and I have so many regularly. I'm getting new people that said, "Oh, just found the game. Can I get into Alpha 3?" Like, so there's still an influx of brand new people that are getting hyped for it. So that's awesome.
And now we have the code for anybody, right? Because that code should still work. I will double check, but this code should still work. So, like, we can have, hey, you guys didn't know about it, just go ahead. Maybe an issue for like iOS, because, you know, iOS.
And whitelisting and...
Yeah. But I feel that's like a lot of people getting interest and they don't even know they're looking for that game. And they're getting involved. You know what I mean?
Well, Sorry, it was just something I had meant to mention when we were kind of talking
Yeah.
about people like kind of crapping on it, right? About the graphics or whatever. I found like there's a lot of people that from my in my situation, like people that I would communicate that were just like pooping all over it, left, right, and center. And it's like it's an alpha. Like you're
I did at
comparing
first.
something that's
I feel like a
been
lot of them left.
Yeah. I feel a lot of
well,
people don't get it. A lot of people don't get that. Like, I think they never seen a game on alpha in their lives.
well, or they're
Then
like the
Yeah.
graphics are like
Yeah.
1990s. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like
Well, that's the
1990s
other
was like
thing. That makes no
8-bit
sense.
graphics. Like
Yeah.
it is nothing like the 90s. Like and I personally love the graphics. I think
No, I do.
can
I
they
do.
be crisped up? Of course. But
Well, one of the things they said is like the hair, for example, it looks like very solid. It will not when it's past. Like the skin's gonna look different. They just got someone, I think, $1 million worth of like cinematic lighting. There's a lot
Yeah.
coming up. So some people don't. I don't know if they want to just argue or if
Mhm.
they really don't understand.
or they're just like their ego is that
Yeah.
bruised because it's taking away from the community they're already a part of. And
Yes.
so and there's people that just don't like new things, right? But it's like
Sure.
there are times where I'm like, okay, but I can give you 10 different raid characters whose animations are the exact same. The only difference, like we had mentioned, was the paint.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
like you're going to get naysayers. You're going to get people that are going to try and point out the negative just because that's genuine. That's just who they are.
Yeah.
And you can't keep
Internet
everybody
warriors,
happy.
man.
Yep. Yep.
That's
But I think really, I think the game is already standing for itself. Like, look
mm-hmm.
at how desirable, like how many people are like, oh, I want to play this. Oh, I want to play this. Oh, like more and more interest. Every video that gets posted, you see more comments of, oh, how do I download this? Or, you know, watching through the Discord, you have more people coming and more people coming, and like the possibilities are endless, and we have no idea what's coming. And I think that's really exciting. I think
Yeah.
for a lot of us too, is we're sort of, for those of us that are, I think it's fair to say we're all pretty raid players, right? At one point or
Mm-hmm.
another, it's pretty stagnant. But this is so new and
Yeah.
exciting and different because that they want to make the game. They're taking the best of raid and then they're taking all the crappy
Yeah.
parts and they're like, how do we fix this to make a better game?
Yeah.
So whereas raid comes off very financially driven, and I think Godforge is going to be a lot more player enjoyment, quality driven.
Yeah.
There's still a business. They still need to make some money. Of course, nobody wants to do this for free.
But they're honest about it too. That's the
Exactly.
thing. They're like, we need to make money. We will have things for you to buy if you want, but you want to spend 10 hours to get the same thing and not spend the money? You have a way to do it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
time or money in a sense.
That's it. You
Whereas,
can make money, use your time, and then spend the game, or you can spend your time in the game and not have to use money.
yeah, exactly.
That works. So, guys, final thoughts. Let's start the other way around. Dan, man.
Okay. Oh, just overall final thoughts?
No. Final thoughts. Like, talk about where we can find you, your channel. I hate when it says channel plugs because
I see what you're
look,
saying.
my mind is horrible. Okay, you guys, I think you know what I mean.
Yo, I'm the same way. Every time we have the acid, every time we have to talk about acid in the game, I'm thinking, oh god, drop an acid. All right.
Hey man, I had some great trips.
Yeah,
Are we gonna lay and look
listen,
at the
I went to-
stars
I went
tonight?
to
Is that what's
college.
happening? Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's funny. But now, yeah, DanManREAL on YouTube. You guys can check me out. I got a bunch of good videos coming out. I have a bunch of good just tips and guides and totally data driven.
Totally dad driven.
Totally data driven.
I was like, what do you mean by that? You have like dad jokes like me? All right, good job.
I do have jokes. I do got jokes.
All right, Sjaak, about yourself, man.
Yeah, I've just got a YouTube channel and I streamed on Twitch, so I think it's the same name. Just Sjaak Walker should be fine. If you could
Well, I'm
look-
gonna have everything on the
yeah, in
description
the
as well.
description,
So,
probably, yeah.
MrsHillary.
All right. So I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/MrsHillary. My YouTube is at Mrs. Hillary Ann. I am new to YouTube content, so bear with me. They're not going to be the best videos, but I'm really excited and I really look forward to getting to know you as a viewer. Please let us know. Drop by our channels and interact with us because it's as much fun as it is to make content. I think a big part of it for a lot of us too is that engagement with the community. So I look forward to getting to know you and hopefully get to see you in some streams and see you on the leaderboards.
All right, and we also had Kurzad, but we kind of broke his phone. Little issues, technical issues. So I also gonna link Kurzad's channel and everything. Definitely check those creators. I'm your boy Russian, and as always, I'll see you in the pod.